Danny here from the Lacercast, and we are recapping the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards 2021. Last night, they were live on Shudder TV, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The whole show is available now on YouTube. You can watch it, and here's a crazy thing. An entire award show in less than an hour. Hey, Oscars, take note, baby. Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, they did it right. 2020 was an awful year for all of us. Most of us stuck inside, dealing with COVID, wearing masks all over the place. Well, the horror community, they did not let us down. They put out a slew of amazing films with phenomenal performances, all the requisite kills, creatures, you name it. And it's time for Fangoria to celebrate that with their annual Chainsaw Awards. So let's get to the recap, because last night, you might not have noticed, but I have a special guest here, and that guest is the big winner from last night, the Invisible Man. I apologize for that terrible joke. But yes, the Invisible Man was the big winner at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. Leigh Whannell took home Best Writer and Director for the film. Elisabeth Moss took home Best Lead Performance. A nice thing about the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards is they don't do actor, actress. They just do Best Lead Performance and Best Supporting Performance. Best Supporting Performance went to Clancy Brown for the Mortuary Collection, which you can watch right now on Shudder. He's fantastic in that. But Elisabeth Moss stole the show, should have been nominated for an Oscar for The Invisible Man. But we know the Oscars don't actually, they don't care about the money-making industry that is horror films. But Elisabeth Moss, well-deserved Best Lead Performance. Also, and this was a controversial one, because I saw a lot of people, both on Facebook and Twitter, kind of taking issue with it, but Best Kill went to the restaurant scene in The Invisible Man. Now, if we can go back over a year to before the pandemic started, The Invisible Man was one of the last films that I got to see in the theaters. And I can tell you, if you saw this in theaters, you have no problem with this winning Best Kill. The reaction in that theater when that knife gets picked up and slices her sister's throat, the loudest possible gasps. The last time I heard a crowd like that gasp from something that wasn't an MCU movie was the scene in The Departed, spoiler alert, when the elevator doors open and Leonardo DiCaprio gets shot. The crowd went, well, that was what that reaction was in the theater. If you're watching this at home on the couch during quarantine, it probably doesn't have that much of an effect. And there was also a penis explosion death. And there was also an incredible, guy getting sawed in half in Freaky, which was great. If you want the best kill to be the bloodiest, obviously this wasn't it. But if you want the best kill to have the best reaction from the crowd, this one totally took the cake. I'm just going to run through a few of the other award winners. Jim Williams took home Best Score for the movie Possessor, really good stuff. La Llorona took home Best Foreign Release. Come to Daddy took home Best First Time Feature for Aunt Timpson. Best Series, What We Do in the Shadows, starring Jackie Daytona, real human bartender. And well-deserved there, one of the funniest horror series that you'll get to watch. I mentioned Clancy Brown for Best Supporting Actor. Best Limited Release Horror Film was Color Out of Space. It also won for Best Creature Effects. Given all the controversy surrounding Richard Stanley, I thought maybe they would go with a different film, but on its merits, Color Out of Space was really good, and that's up on Shudder now. Host, another Shudder exclusive, won Best Streaming Premiere. This movie just took the horror community by storm during the pandemic. Less than an hour, done totally through during the quarantine, over the computers. Really good stuff. If you haven't seen Host, check it out. It's fantastic. But like I said, this was the Invisible Man show. It took home several awards: actor, lead performance, director, writing, best overall wide release, best kill. If you wanted to see some of your favorite celebrities, the show was hosted, I didn't even mention, by David Dastmalchian, who you've seen before in plenty of things, including Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's an incredibly funny guy, and his motto that he used last night, watch more horror. It's how I live my life, so I have to agree with him there. We saw the great Jamie Lee Curtis. Former Fangoria managing editor Michael Gingold gave a really passionate address towards the end. Gigi Saul Guerrero and others, plenty of other people in the horror community, as well as horror fam and mutant fam on social media, were given a chance to present, which was really fun. I also didn't mention one more award was Best Achievement in Nonfiction, and this went to Joe Bob Briggs and The Last Drive-In on Shudder. I can't say enough about how much Joe Bob has done for the horror community in the last several years, coming back to Shudder for that first Last Drive-In marathon, and then officially coming back for the weekly double features. Season 3 of The Last Drive-In just started on Friday, and we have a review. Charlotte and I, my daughter, did a review for the channel. They covered Mother's Day and House by the Cemetery, and you get so much commentary, so much insight, so many great interviews with others in the horror community. But like I said, this was a night to celebrate horror at a time coming out of a year where everyone was living through their own personal horror story. To be able to celebrate with the horror fam, with the mutant fam, with the horror community as a whole, one great hour of streaming TV that you could find right now. The whole show is on YouTube, but you know, most of the movies, so many of the movies that are streaming now. If you have Shudder, you can go watch Host, you can watch La Llorona, you can watch Color Out of Space. Those were all big winners. So get Shudder, go on YouTube, watch the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, subscribe to Fangoria, get the magazine because it's freaking great. And that's it. We will see you very soon. We will be covering The Last Drive-In again this coming Friday. Probably Charlotte and I will be back on Saturday morning with another review. Pete and I have more horror movie reviews that are up on Shudder now we'll be getting to. And we also have an interview with David Whannell, the director of In Search of Darkness and In Search of Darkness 2. That second documentary will be up April 26th. And speaking of April 26th, that is Alien Day, and we have a very special Alien ranking video coming that day. So stay tuned to the Lasercast channel. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you very soon.